We're in the thick of the E. Jean Carroll civil rape lawsuit against former President Donald Trump. And thus far, Trump's legal defense has basically been centered around, why didn't you do more? Why didn't you scream? Why didn't you say anything? Why are you not the absolute perfect victim of sexual assault that we need you to be? There's an issue with that defense though. And we already knew going into this week that E. Jean Carroll, the writer, had told people contemporaneously about the assault that she says she experienced way back in 1996. And now we have more details about that, with a friend testifying about what that conversation was like immediately following the attack. This is Lisa Birnbach, who recounted how Carroll called her minutes after leaving the department store and told her about the incident in detail. Carroll, she said, sounded breathless, hyperventilating, emotional. Her voice was all kinds of things. Quote, "He pulled down my tights. He pulled down my tights," she repeated on the phone. Like she couldn't believe it. She was still processing what happened to her. It had just happened to her. Goes on to say that Carroll described the incident as a fight. She didn't want to hear the word rape, Birnbach said. It sounded like a physical fight. She tried to get free from him, and she did not want me to say that word. Carroll refused to go to the police and made her friend promise never to speak of it again. And so to Tacopina and the rest of the Trump legal team, are you not satisfied? You wanted her to react more aggressively to what happened. Well, apparently she did. She rushed and called someone hyperventilating, breathless, devastated by the experience, and recounted specifically what happened. Has she not thus become the type of victim that you will maybe pay a little bit of attention to? Of course, they will not. These standards that they throw up at a whim are always moving. They are designed to make it so that you do not need to pay attention to women who make claims against powerful men. So that we have that. We have one contemporaneous account talking about the experience. If you believe this theory that E. Jean Carroll has just been lying about this entire time, and this is just to take down Trump or to become famous, well, I guess it's now a conspiracy of multiple people. Lisa Birnbach apparently also is willing to put herself, her family, her friends in the line of fire from the rabid MAGA base by making these claims about Donald Trump. And so the conspiracy that would need to be going on has just become significantly more complicated. In any event, in addition to that one friend, you also have a psychologist who is expected to talk about the sort of harm that E. Jean Carroll experienced as a result of this. The quote, so this is a trauma specialist who's going to, quote, explain aspects of Carroll's behavior during and after the attack. Because again, remember, everything that she did, everything that she didn't do is being used to claim that obviously she didn't experience any harm because she didn't react as we are now making up in the moment the way that she should have. Well, they're gonna bring in a trauma specialist to explain why victims of sexual assault react the way they do. By the way, in terms of the long-term harm experienced, I did not know this up until this point, despite the fact that we've been talking about this story for what feels like several years now. Carroll has testified. I don't know if it was like it was mentioned earlier, that she apparently stopped having sex after the alleged assault when she was 53, saying that she no longer feels comfortable, even around men that she's interested in as a result of this. This is, according to her at least, a multi-decade long, incredibly traumatic experience that has irreparably changed her life. And so we have more that we're gonna get to on this, Chair, but what do you think about this update?
Yeah, things like that, like women or folks in general who've experienced any kind of assault like this, it's been studied and shown the way that it has their effects on relationships and intimacy going through the rest of their lives. I mean, people say this in more layman's terms, like, oh, he's got, they'll say she's got daddy issues, which for some reason is always an indictment of the child who's got the parental issues. But still, things like that is the way we approach this type of stuff, where then they can't carry out the same type of relationships, or they have to go through some type of counseling to get by whatever mental blocks these are, which seems like the most normal thing in the world ever. But we have to have these things put on complete blast. And then also assume the opposite while we don't listen to experts. It just goes through the same, we've laid the groundwork for this type of stuff. We believe stupidity, and then we have animosity towards anybody who's smart or anyone who's an expert in these types of fields. So we're set up to not believe the experts. We're set up not to believe this trauma person who's talked about the way these things actually go, which would disprove this stupid narrative about, well, how come she didn't do things the way that I would think they'd want it to be done? Yo, people like that are the ones who are over responding to a gay person being in the same vicinity as them. He's coming to hit on me. But for some reason, when someone actually gets attacked, that's not enough of a reason for someone to act in a way that they can't understand.
Yeah.
But still, I'm glad these things are coming out at least, even though they shouldn't even effing have to.
Yeah, also, by the way, like we're being like needlessly like trying to figure out, are they being genuine when they say that? I mean, he has been accused by at least 26 named women. They have not all responded in the exact same way. So question of the audience, have the Trump defenders accepted even one of the 26 different specific claims? No, because they don't care. They don't care about how you respond. They don't care about when you tell people. They don't care if you went to the police, because they don't care. You can cut off the rest of that sentence. After care, it doesn't matter anymore. They don't care if he did it. They're not interested in that. It's all made up. All the family value stuff, all the conservative Christianity, it's all made up. They don't care about literally any of that. They want Trump in power regardless of what he's done. They've accepted far worse stuff than dozens of sexual assaults from this guy. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.